Hey friends, I have missed you all so much. I'm so happy to be filming again. I know it's been a while since my last video, and by the title of this video you can probably figure out what's new with me. So I am pregnant. It was not planned, definitely a surprise, and I just want to say before I get any further into this video that not planned and not expected does not mean not loved. So I'm just being very real and transparent with you guys that this baby was a surprise and we weren't trying for a fourth. But I don't want to have my words get twisted or anything. So I'm not saying that we're not so excited for this baby and it's not loved or anything. It was just unexpected. And so, you know, that being said, we are very excited. I can't wait to have Navy Girl become a big sister. So yeah, we are really excited. I just wanted to say that before I got any further into the video. She didn't want to take a nap. It's her nap time and she didn't want to go down, so she's helping me with this video right now. And she is a talker, so if you hear her talking a lot, that's just her and her personality. But yeah, so I am due August 21st, and Navy and this babe will be exactly 1.5 years apart. So Navy was born in February, and this baby will be born in August. And so that being said, I did find out that I was pregnant 10 months postpartum, which means I got pregnant at 9 months postpartum. So if you don't really care to hear how I found out, then you can just go ahead and exit out of this video and you just know that I'm pregnant and I'm expecting my fourth baby. But if you want to hear how I found out, then just keep watching because I'm going to explain it all. Basically, we were not I'm not on birth control. We weren't using condoms or anything like that. We were kind of just using like the tracking method where you track when you're fertile, and then when you're fertile we would just like abstain from intercourse. But there was one day that we weren't very careful and I didn't actually check before anything had happened, so I wasn't actually sure if I was fertile or not. So all that, said and done, I was completely shocked and like, what just happened? So I quickly got on my phone, I checked my fertility app, and sure enough, my fertility score was like a 9.5. Like I was very, very fertile, about to ovulate. And at that moment, I kind of just knew that I was gonna get pregnant. My husband was like, because he's the one that like really did not want another baby. He was like, we're set, we're done at 3. But I've always kind of said like I wouldn't mind having 4, but I was just like okay with 3 as well. So he was kind of the one that was like, oh my gosh, like what did we just do? But to be honest, like it was him. Like he wasn't being careful. So that happened, and I kind of just knew like in that moment that I was gonna get pregnant because I'm very fertile. This is now my 4th baby and I've conceived them all very fast. And I do want to say that it is not lost on me how blessed and how easy it is for me to get pregnant when I know that a lot of other women really struggle with infertility and just getting pregnant in general. And I don't want to come on here and sound insensitive to anybody because I have been very blessed and it has always been very easy for me to get pregnant, which is great when you're trying, but also like when you're not trying, it's like So yeah, I just wanted to state that first, that I'm not trying to be insensitive, and I do realize that a lot of people struggle with infertility. I'm just explaining my situation and the fact that like when that happened, I knew I was going to be pregnant is just because of my history with my fertility. I kind of just in that moment, I knew I was going to be pregnant, and my husband was like, well, maybe you won't be, like, who knows, like, you're still breastfeeding, which I had had my periods, and breastfeeding does not mean that you can't get pregnant. So I kind of just like, I told him, I was like, that really does not mean anything, to be honest. Anyway, that had happened in November. I can go back and look at the exact days, but basically happened in November, the end of November, like after Thanksgiving. I was still aware of like how I was feeling and what was going on, but it wasn't like I was actively writing each DPO and the symptoms down like I have in the past when I was trying to get pregnant. This time I was just kind of like, okay, am I noticing anything different? Around, I want to say probably 7 or 8 DPO, I could kind of just tell that I was pregnant, and I didn't even have any tests or anything like that. But there were things that were happening with my body that kind of were just like telling me that I was pregnant, and I just knew at that moment, like, TMI, like skip if you don't want to hear this, but when I'm pregnant, my discharge smells very strong, like to me. I mean, my husband can't smell it, but it's much stronger and more when I'm pregnant, so which is completely normal because your body, that's its way of like keeping bacteria out of there to keep your baby safe and healthy. But that was happening, and I just knew. I was like, I know I'm pregnant, like there's no question. I was also getting a lot of headaches, which are pretty common for me in pregnancy. So I went downstairs to my husband because I was upstairs doing something with Navy. And I went downstairs to my husband and I just said to him, I was like, I think you should probably go get me a pregnancy test because I'm 99.5% sure that I'm pregnant. And he's like, uh-oh. So he went to the store, brought me 2 different kinds of pregnancy tests, and I took both, and they were both negative. I was still probably 7 or 8 DPO, and from my history having babies, usually I don't get my positive test until like 10 DPO. It was negative, and I told him, he's like, oh, you know, that's fine, you know, that's great. That sounds terrible to say, but I mean, again, we're very happy that we're having another baby. We're very blessed. I'm just being honest with you guys, and like his initial reaction is okay for someone who wasn't expecting to have another baby. So don't take it the wrong way, please. But he's like, that's fine, you know, no, not another baby. And I'm like, well, honey, I'm still very early. Like, I feel like I'm pregnant, but it might just not be showing yet. So I wait like 2 days, I think. I take a test while he's at work, and I get the faintest line. Like, it was so faint. I don't even know if I took a picture of it. If I did, I will insert a picture right here. But I don't know if I took a picture of it. I hope I did. But it was so faint. Like, I don't even know if it would come up on a camera or anything like that. It was so faint. And I like instantly, like, I was shocked. I mean, not really shocked because I kind of already knew that this was gonna happen, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is real. You know, like I'm actually gonna have another baby, like 4 babies, wow. And then another part of me was like, I'm actually so excited, like another baby. I love babies, I love my kids. Like it was just, I was kind of just like both like, wow, this is actually happening, and oh my gosh, I'm excited that this is happening. Because I didn't think we were gonna have another one. But I wasn't completely sure. So I didn't tell him when he came home. I just kind of like kept that to myself, because also I wasn't exactly sure if it was real because it was so faint. So the next day, he's at work again, and my sister is actually over here hanging out with me, and I took a test, and it was so much more like of a defined line. Like it was absolutely there. I was absolutely pregnant. I told my sister, I was like, this was an accident, but I'm pregnant again. And, you know, she's just like, oh my gosh, like you guys, because we literally had a baby still, like 9 months old. Like none of my 2 boys are 22 months apart. Noah and Navy are 2.5 years apart. And now Navy and this baby are gonna be 1.5 years apart. So it's the closest gap that I have between any of my kids. So that was like the most shocking part to me, because like I felt like I still just gave birth and I just had a baby, and I did. So that was like the part that was shocking to me, and I think that's what my sister meant when she was like, oh my gosh, like you guys are crazy. But yeah, so I had this test, it was clearly positive. My husband gets home from work a few hours later, and he's like laying on the floor by where we were just hanging out. And I just like put it on his chest, and he looks at it and he's like, so you're definitely pregnant? I'm like, yeah, I am. And we both knew that I was going to be, just because, like I said, I am quite fertile. So yeah, I just kept testing after that, because you want to make sure that the line is getting darker so that you know that pregnancy is going to stick, because even that early when you get a pregnancy test, it doesn't always mean that it's going to stay that way. So I just kept testing, and we announced after my first doctor, I can't even talk. We announced that we were expecting our 4th baby after our first doctor's appointment, making sure that, you know, this baby had a heartbeat, making sure there was only 1 baby in there. So yeah, Navy is going to be a big sister. Both of the boys are so excited. They actually, before we knew that this was gonna happen, before, you know, I got pregnant again, the boys kept asking to have 2 babies. Like, they wanted, you know, baby Navy, and then they wanted us to have another baby. And I just think that's really sweet that they want more siblings, and they like having babies around. So I'm actually really excited that we were able to do that for the boys, and that they're gonna get another sibling, boy or girl. They don't care. They just like having babies here. So yeah. But anyway, I kind of just took a break from filming. I had taken a break initially because I had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in my personal life. My grandpa passed away from leukemia, and there was just like a lot of stuff going on. So I didn't intentionally like mean to take such a long break, but that kind of happened. And then I was taking some time to kind of process and grieve, and then found out I was pregnant, and just was like so exhausted. You guys, the exhaustion this time around is like no other. I haven't been super sick. Like, I was nauseous and, you know, not feeling well, but I had never actually threw up. I'm now, I think, 16 weeks pregnant. So, but yeah, I'm out of my first trimester, but the first trimester was brutal as far as like exhaustion goes. I just had no energy whatsoever. But I'm hoping that now that I'm in the second trimester, I kind of get some of my energy back. Anyway, I'm super excited to be back filming for you guys. Thank you guys for still being here after my long, unexpected break. I really, really appreciate it. Maybe fell asleep. I'm so thankful for you guys and for your guys' support and being here still. I know I haven't been the most consistent with my videos, but I'm very excited to get back into filming content for you guys. Definitely make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, if you're excited for more motherhood content. Subscribe if you aren't already, because like I said, I'm gonna have a lot more videos coming your way. I've got lots of stuff to share. And leave me a comment if there's anything you guys are wanting to see from me. I can film a first trimester recap if that's something you would want to see, or, you know, just regular day in the life videos. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see, but I am so excited to be back filming for you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.